the Warthog. A masterpiece in its own right. Those wheels, that chain gun, the beautiful tusks. What a masterpiece. The only thing it can't do is fly. Well, not here. Head to the Covenant and bring the Warthog inside this building by meleeing it to about here. If you get in, the Warthog should stick to the ceiling. Too far and you'll have some low hydraulics. Not far enough and you will magnet to this wall. But just right, and you will create the prime specimen. What a beauty. Halo's vehicles are iconic. The Warthog, the Wraith, the Banshee, and of course, the Forklift, baby! But I know how to absolutely ruin them, and you will too. Join me as we break Halo once again. Let's start with a little fun fact. In the level New Alexandria in Halo Reach, you can jump out of your Falcon and hijack a Banshee. This has two upsides. One, it's badass, and two, you can see a little secret when you hijack it. If you look very closely, you can see that there aren't actually enemies in the Banshee. Meaning, that's right, the ghost of Lockout is real. No 5G ray will convince me otherwise. Oh hey, didn't see you there. I was just thinking about how much I love my sick ride. What's that? You want to learn how to do this? Well, it's very simple. All you need is a Spartan laser, a Banshee for the best result, and some good old-fashioned frame-perfect inputs. To make this the easiest, go into Forge and just spawn them in with the lowest spawn time. Then all you have to do is get in the Banshee at the same time that you blow it up with the Spartan laser. It'll take you a bit, but you can get it pretty easily. Once you perform the glitch, you are now in a completely inept, frictionless state. You can't do anything except slide where the hills take you. Eventually the despawn timer for vehicles will kick in and you'll randomly respawn as if you died. This glitch is possible with every vehicle in Halo 3, but the method I shared is the easiest and took me like 10 minutes. Hey! Has this ever been you? I want to drive my car in peace, but I keep getting shot at because my car is actually an M1 Abrams tank. Well, we have the solution for you. Introducing a turretless tank. For the low price of free if you are good at stealing, you can drive a fully health tank over one of these landmines in Halo Reach. Call now to receive a pipe bomb in the mail. So yeah, you can drive a fully health tank over one of these landmines and it will just destroy the turret on top. You can fully drive, get in, and get out. Enemies are still able to blow you up. There's also another trick to get a bunch of other turretless vehicles. All you need is a kill ball in Forge mode. If you pass the vehicle through a kill ball without letting go of it, it'll break the turrets off of a select few vehicles. Those being the Warthog, the Revenant, the Scorpion, the Falcon, and the Wraith. They'll look like this after you put them through. They are fully functioning vehicles too. You can drive them around, but the turret seats in the Warthog and Falcon won't work, and there will be no crosshair for the Scorpion, Wraith, and Revenant. If you remember from my last video, you can go through this shield barrier in Halo 4's Reclaimer mission. You used to be able to do a variant of that in Halo Reach. On Nightfall, you can skip this entire section by taking the forklift to this door and getting out. It got patched out recently, unfortunately. I cannot believe they nerfed the forklift. Now that we've broken vehicles we're meant to drive, let's break ones that we aren't. The Phantom is a staple of Halo levels. While there is an Easter egg to drive one in Halo Reach, this is intended. However, the one I'm about to show you is not. Go to Sierra 117 on Halo 3 and head to Rally Point Charlie. Play until you reach this area. After you kill this brute chieftain, you should see this Phantom on top of the building Sergeant Johnson is trapped in. If you get on top of the building before this Phantom comes in, you can kill the grunt in the side turret and get in it yourself. The next step requires some luck and jank. You need to get out and land inside the Phantom. It's kinda weird, but once you get it, you can walk around and not really do anything. I turned on Acrophobia to see if this other Phantom at the start is different, and it actually is. First off, there are no enemies in the Phantom turrets, and if you stay inside the turrets, the Phantom will just fall into the water when it tries to leave and flip over. Now, I tried to figure out how to mod the game so I can survive under the water, but I could not for the life of me figure this shit out. What the fuck is myballs.biped? Who put their balls in Halo 3? There are other places where you get to see some flipped over Phantoms though. In the very next level, Crow's Nest, we can use one of the Phantoms to enjoy some out of bounds activity. Play through the level until you get to this section. Jump onto this yellow wall thing and wait for the phantoms to come in and drop off enemies. You can jump into this turret like the previous one and ride the phantom out of bounds. You will want to make sure to get out of the turret and stay in this corner of the phantom to avoid slipping out while it turns. After a while, the phantom will flip and you can get out and explore. While it doesn't prompt you, you can still flip the phantom and you can go pretty far with this. There's even a Pelican out here that you can sit on, and that Corvette? Yeah, only half of that exists. The Covenant also has some out-of-bounds activity. Once you destroy the third tower, this phantom will spawn. If you kill the elite and get in the phantom's turret, you will fly out with them until they turn invisible. Interestingly, you will also turn invisible. If you take the time and instead jump into the phantom, you can also ride with it, but this time all the way out into the skybox. The phantom will then deload and you will fall, very slowly, to your death. Let's take a break from phantoms and talk about the UNSC equivalent. There are numerous out-of-bounds glitches with Pelicans that you can do throughout the franchise, but I'll only talk about the notable ones. I'll quickly list off all of the levels where it's possible. Day for 3, Guilty Spark, Assault on the Control Room, Outskirts, Metropolis, Delta, Halo, Sierra, 117, Crow's Nest, The Storm, The Ark, The Covenant Reclaimer, and anywhere in Spartan Ops for all of 4 of the Spartan Ops players. Now, let's go through all the ones that don't just lead to your death. Starting with 343 Guilty Spark. This is probably the easiest out-of-bounds glitch ever. The only thing you have to do is throw a grenade before you get out of the Pelican at the mission start. You will stay in the Pelican, and eventually the Pelican will flip once you're in the skybox. That is it. One button. If you walk around, there will be another Marine that can't move or anything. It can take damage though. In the level Metropolis, if you play until this part before the Scarab shows up, stay right here and wait. Then, when the Pelican drops off these Marines, quickly get into the seat of the Pelican. It won't prompt you, but you can do it. If you ride it outside of the map, eventually you'll fall and land on some water. Completely walkable water, mind you. You can also flip this Pelican, but it will say flip Banshee for some reason. And you can beat the level like this, but some stuff will be broken. These Marines won't move, this Pelican will not drop off the Scorpion, resulting in the Scarab just not shooting a laser at it. Pretty much all the AI breaks except for enemies.
Careful, Chief. That elite was an ultra.
Let's go back to Crow's Nest, where if you play this part again, this time notice that this Pelican doesn't actually have collision, because it is still a prop. Grab a deployable cover and then clear out the enemies. Jump onto this platform and place the cover on here once the Pelican starts to get close. Then jump into it, just as it changes from a prop to a vehicle. If you time it right, you can ride out of bounds once again. Let's see where it takes us. Oh. As you could probably guess, pretty much all of these bugs result in dying pretty soon after. Most out-of-bounds areas in Halo have some sort of death timer or kill barrier to prevent players from having fun. However, on certain places, we can perform this cool trick to go through walls. In Forge mode. All you have to do is find the wall you want to go through, then place a turret up against the wall facing away. Then man the turret and wait until your camera passes through the wall. Then enter edit mode. Pretty simple, but it has its limitations. Wow, that's a lot of asterisks. I'll leave you guys with one more funny trick. Play the level Gravemind and head to the part where you rescue the Marines. Once you clear out the enemies, melee a Marine's Ragdoll into the cells for a good time. Thanks for watching.